Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are doing the Panchadasi, 11th chapter, the Brahmanande Yoganandaha. So Ananda is being discussed, happiness, and the happiness about in the deep sleep state is nothing but the total happiness or Brahma Ananda only. That is the proposition that made, and that is the real experience of that is being illustrated here. So he said there are three types of Ananda, three types of, depending upon the source, we call it three types of Ananda, happiness. One is the Vishayanandaha. That means one is object-oriented happiness. The second one is the objective knowledge, the knowledge-oriented happiness due to knowledge. And this is also object-oriented, but here this is a subtle, because it's a knowledge of objective world. So all objective world knowledge that we are talking about, so I know this, I am glad I know this, and people pose because they know more and more about what? About the objective world. So the more I know, in fact, the more it opens up only, because the objective knowledge is the infinite in any subject also. So it is like more I become specialized of smaller and smaller and smaller, because it is opening more and more as I am becoming expert into that, because it is becoming more and more exposed. My ignorance is getting exposed more and more, because I don't know that. Now I have to read that, I have to study this, I have to study, investigate that. So every research paper will have more questions in the end, and obviously it needs more money also to solve the problem. Why? Because that is the nature of the objective world. So that knowledge is also Ananda. He is very happy that he is learning, and so that's what Narada state was also, as we discussed, where he was an expert in so many fields. So he has a PhD or double PhD in many subjects. Still he was suffering because he doesn't know the basic fundamental, he doesn't know himself, or he doesn't have the knowledge about his own self. That's why he approaches Sanat Kumaras, please teach me. So that knowledge is highest knowledge of the self-knowledge, that is called Brahmananda. And Brahmananda is not knowledge of Brahman, it is knowledge that I am Brahman. That is the highest knowledge, and therefore three are categorized. One is Brahmananda, one is the Vijnanananda, that is objective knowledge, and the third is Vishayananda, that is object-oriented knowledge. That means I am enjoying this scene or this music or this food and so on. They are object-oriented happiness. That object brings happiness to me. So that is the third type, and is being discussed here about the sleep happiness. Everybody is happy in the deep sleep state, whether it is a small child or a king. Whether small child, after having mother's milk, now contented, he goes to sleep, and there he enjoys, where the happiness is not related to milk or related to anything. He is happy by himself. In the deep sleep state, everybody is happy by themselves, not because of something. So that is essentially Brahmananda only, because that is a self-knowledge, where the mind is calm and quiet, unperturbed. Therefore happiness is as usual beaming through and is recognized. It was there beaming through before also, but not recognized because the mind is agitated. So we have to know how that is. So whenever the mind is not agitated, you are happy. That's the essence, because whenever the mind is not agitated, then the pure consciousness will be beaming through, the Brahmananda is coming out in that time. But in the case of Vishayananda, that is object related, I attribute that to object rather than to Brahmananda. That's my confusion, not knowing that happiness is coming from the main source, either say it's from my own self or from the Brahman also. So read 60. Paramarso na bhutesti bhutehe paramarso na bhutehe astiti asid anubhavastada astiti asid anubhavastada chidatmatvat swato bhati chidatmatvat swato bhati sukamajnanadhistataha sukamajnanadhistataha tagada paramarso na bhutesti bhutehe astiti asid anubhavastada chidatmatvat swato bhati sukamajnanadhistataha. So paramarsha means from the memory, anubhutehi of the experience that I slept very well and I am happy. So experience of I am happy is there. That's why I recollect. Yes, I slept very well. I was happy that I slept very well, and also in that state I am also happy. So it is anubhavam, it's an experience. How do you know? Because I am recollecting. By who? By the mind when it is awake. So it's a mind experience, that one also, without the having Triputi also. Is an interesting statement, because mind normally requires Triputi. Triputi means experience or duality is required in the mind for experiencing the happiness that you have. So Brahman is not an experience of that type, but Brahman is natural experience of the Brahman of the state as recorded by the mind itself. So here is a Brahman experience, self-realization experience or not. So it's not an experience that involves triad, it's an experience of the absence of the duality. Therefore it is due to the Brahman only. So paramarshaha, memory, anubhuti of the experience, asti is, iti thus, tada therefore, anubhavaha, it is the experience of the bliss of the Brahman. So Brahman experience is there. So chidatmatvat, being nature of the consciousness, swataha bhati, it reveals itself. So who is a knower in the deep sleep state that I experience of that? It is self-shining, and because it is chidatmatvat, says here. Tataha, by this therefore, ajnanadhihi, there is a knowledge of ajnanadhi, there is a knowledge of the ignorance of myself as well as the ignorance of the subject object in the deep sleep state. That's also revealed. Swataha is Swayambhu, it is also revealed. It is revealed by who? By the consciousness only. Not revealed by ignorance. It is revealed by consciousness only. Well, how does it reveal? As the absence of the subject object duality. So there is knower, no knower, and no known also, as ajnanam, as the ajnanadhi. So knowledge of ajnanam, I do not know, is knowledge. So is also being anubhavam. So here it says that it is an experience, number one. Who experiences the deep sleep state? That's a big question in the discussions of Advaita Vedanta, and you go to Google and you will have a lot of confusion. And here the Vidyaranya tries to clarify. Here, when I go to deep sleep state, the mind is folded, and is going to discuss how the mind is folded. But a subtle part of the mind is still in the folded form, and to record the experiences that are there in the deep sleep state. So who records that? It is the mind only. So mind has to have a memory. Memory is recording, is nothing but memory. So mind has a memory of the happiness experience in the deep sleep state, and also the memory of the absence of any particular knowledge in the deep sleep state. That's called ajnanam. And also of the ananda, that is absence of duality, is also noticed in the mind. So that is an experience by the mind in the subtle form. But While being experienced, who experiences it? It is self-experience. There is no experience type of Tripuri. It is self, we call it a self-shining. How do you name that one? It is always there. So it is always there, but in the objective experiences, say, I am enjoying, comes thought. This thought comes later. Actually, one has to be very careful. If I experience some happiness, when I say I am experiencing happiness, I won't say. All I say is I am happy. So when I'm making a statement, when I'm experiencing happiness, I don't experience happiness as an object, experience the object as I am, as Brahmananda only, even in the Vishayananda. So one has to be careful. In those moments of happiness, there is no duality. That's why Brahmananda comes, that is Anandamaya Kosha is expressing itself. It's called Kosha because we'll see later why it is Kosha. But it is the Anandamaya Kosha, is expressing itself in those moments. But in the Vishayananda or Vijnananda, the science-oriented, knowledge-oriented, that means objective knowledge-oriented happiness and object-oriented happiness, they are come back to the mind says, I experienced happiness because of this object. So I enjoyed coffee, I enjoyed this, I enjoyed music. All these statements are being made by the mind. At that time, experience is not there. At that time, the mind is stating, and there is a Tripuri coming, I am enjoyer of that experience as a recollection. But while experiencing the happiness at those moments, I have no Tripuri there. Actually, it is self-revealing. This should be very clear because there is a lot of confusion in the literature in terms of who is experiencer of deep sleep state. It's a recollection. That's what it says. Because experiencer is same as a recollector. So therefore, when I say I slept very well, I was there to experience to sleeping very well. So therefore, who is saying that I slept very well? It is the mind that making a statement. But the mind itself is inert. So mind cannot make statement by itself. So consciousness enlivens the mind. That enlivened mind by the consciousness is making a statement, I slept very well. This is a I being referred to, I am this mind. So slept very well. That's what, because you are different. You didn't sleep, I slept. So therefore I am differentiating who slept. I am the experiencer of the deep sleep state. Because when I sleep very well, you don't get rest. I get rest. So obviously I am the one who is experiencing. I am means the particular mind of the Jiva is experiencing the absence of duality. And since the absence of duality is experienced because the mind in a folded condition. For folded mind, there is no, the subject-object thoughts are not there. It's a homogeneous thought and homogeneous mind, and the homogeneous absent mind without thoughts is being illumined by the consciousness, and there it is self-revealing happiness and self-revealing the absence of duality also, both jnana, ajnanam, the ignorance of what? Ignorance of not anything, ignorance of subject-object duality. That means ignorance of the whole world. The whole world is nothing but subject-object duality. And it's also ignorance of my own self too, if I am ignorant of myself. That's also being illumined, and therefore when I say I slept very well and I don't know anything, this is really experience-based the knowledge, not just a logical deduction or based on some tarka. So I really enjoyed it, not I have to infer that I enjoyed it. I infer that I enjoy coffee. It's not inferring coffee, it is enjoying coffee only. I say I enjoyed coffee. Same way I enjoyed sleep, and I don't know also. We'll do 61. Brahma Vijnanamanandam, Brahma Vijnanamanandam, iti vijivajasane yanaha, iti vajasane yanaha, iti vajasane yanaha. पठञ्चतः स्वप्रकाशं पठञ्चतः स्वप्रकाशं सुखं ब्रह्मैव नेतरं सुखं ब्रह्मैव नेतरं together ब्रह्म विज्ञानमानन्दम् इति वाजसनेनः पठञ्चन्तः स्वप्रकाशं सुखं ब्रह्मैव नेतरम्. So Vijnanam Anandam Brahma iti. So the knowledge of the knowledge of the Ananda, the knowledge of the happiness is nothing but Brahma iti. It is Brahmananda only. Who says that? Vajasane naha. It is the students of the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad say, that means they have read in the Brihadaranyaka. It means it is quoted in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says that the happiness that one experiences is the knowledge of Brahma only. It is Brahman only. It is the Ananda of Brahman only. It's a Brahmananda experience only that one sees in the deep sleep state. By Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Patanti, they study. That means it is there in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Ataha Swaprakashaha. Therefore it is self-revealing. Sukham Brahma eva naitaraha. That Ananda is Brahma alone and not anything else. This is stated in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Here is quoting the Brihadaranyaka. This is not my statement. This is a statement by the scriptures. So reference to the scripture and is not theory of Vidyaranya. It is a scripture which is apaurusheyam. It is handed down from the generations and generations. Therefore, it is a knowledge of absolute and is recorded as revealed by the rishis, and therefore we call it as the absolute truth, and that's what is called Vedanta, highest knowledge. 62. Yada jnanam tatra leenau, yada jnanam tatra leenau, tau vijnana manomayo, tayor hi vilayavastha, nidra jnanam cha saivahi, together, yada jnanam tatra leenau, tau vijnana manomayo, tayor hi vilayavastha, nidra jnanam cha saivahi. So yada jnanam, that ignorance in the deep sleep state, tatra, in that, the tau vijnana manamayo. So the other than vijnana manomaya koshas, tau, in those vijnana and manomaya koshas, tau vijnana and manomaya together, line are absorbed, tayoho, of these two, vilayavastaha, in the state of absorption, he is called nidra, is the deep sleep state. Sa evacha, and that deep sleep state alone, ajnanam, he is ignorance indeed. So here is justifying what's happening in the deep sleep state. So what happens in deep sleep state? Who slept very well? Here is a statement here in the yada jnanam tatra leenau. So the ignorance in the deep sleep state is nothing but the folding of tau vijnana and manomaya, both the mind and the intellect together are manomaya kosha and vijnanamaya kosha, and before that pranamaya kosha, annamaya kosha also. So they have, or is leenau, means they have dissolved, absorbed into itself, and what is absorbed state is called nothing but manomaya, anandamaya kosha. Toyo, of these two, vilayavastaha, the state of absorption, we call it he nidra, is the deep sleep state. Sayevacha, and that deep sleep state alone is ajnanam, he is ignorance indeed. Here we are, be careful here, whenever the manomaya kosha and vijnanamaya kosha are there together, then there is the senses can perceive, or there is an object oriented happiness. And object-oriented duality, that means whenever both the mind and intellect are active, then there is an object-oriented knowledge also there. And duality will be there. Whenever there is an object knowledge, there has to be subject. Without the subject, there cannot be objective knowledge. So, in all the knowledge that we are familiar with, there is a subject-object knowledge, and all the object knowledge is nothing but the whole world. So, that ignorance in deep sleep state, tatra, in that, tav vijnanamaya manomaya. And when you go to deep sleep state, the mind, manomaya, absorbs into vijnanamaya, and vijnanamaya get absorbed, folded itself, and that is essentially, we call it a deep sleep state, because in that both the mind and the intellect are folded. There is no operations at the vritti level. Therefore, the mind has those slept. That means no agitations of any kind, no knowledge of any kind, both the internal perceptions as well as the external perceptions. Because for external perceptions, mind and the sense organs have to be there. For the internal perceptions, the mind and the intellect has to be there. Therefore, the senses are no role in the internal perceptions. It means it's a recollection. If I say cow is not, I am seeing cow, because I am recollecting the cow, that is only at the mental level. So mind and intellect for the internal perceptions, mind, intellect and the senses are all coming from for external perceptions. Both are not there, because the basic locus for the knowledge to take place is coming from the mind and intellect. That itself is folded, and that we call it as the deep sleep state. So in the waking state, the mind and intellect both are there. In the deep state, Vijnanamaya Kosha in a low web, it is still there, and the Manomaya Kosha is dominant, and that is still there in the dream state. But only in the deep sleep state, both the Manomaya Kosha and Vijnanamaya Kosha are absent or absorbed or leenam, we call it. That means in the subtle form, and that is what we call the deep sleep state. So that ajnanam, that we call it is also ignorance, because ignorance the knowledge involves subject-object duality is not there due to absence of the mind. Therefore, it's called it's not really absence, it is the dissolution, or it is absorption of the Manomaya and Vijnanamaya Kosha. So it is there, but it is in the form, in a subtle form. Just like when you put the sugar and water is in the sugar, it is there, leenam, it is dissolved into it. At the same time, it is not expressed as solidified, the granules of sugar anymore. It is dissolved into it. It is there, pervading the whole water or whatever the solvent is. The same way, it's pervading the whole the deep sleep state, and in a subtler form. It is 63. Vilinagratavat paschat, Vilinagratavat paschat, Syat Vijnanamayo Ghanaha, Syat Vijnanamayo Ghanaha, Vilinavasta Anandam, Vilinavasta Ananda, Vilinavasta Ananda, Maya Shabdena Kachyate, Maya Shabdena Kachyate, together, Vilinagratavat paschat, Syad Vijnanamayo Ghanaha, Vilinavasta Ananda, Maya Shabdena Kachyate. So Anandamaya Shabdena Kachyate. If you split there, Vilinavasta Anandamaya Shabdena Kachyate. So Vilinagratavat, like the melted ghee, like the melted ghee, paschat, having be solidified into a solid. Here he is giving an example of a ghee which is in the molten state in the normal temperature. When you cool it, it solidifies. So it is later, it is in the solid state. That means immovable, and that's what we call it a solid ghee. So he gives an example of a ghee from a molten to a solid state. That transformation is what he calls it's similar to Vijnanamaya Ghanaha Syad, the solidified form of the Vijnanamaya, the intellectual sheath is called Vijnanamaya Kosha. Vilina Avastaha, in the state of absorption of the Jiva, Anandamaya Sabdena Kachyate. It's called Anandamaya. So he is now defining the Anandamaya Kosha is nothing but Vijnanamaya Kosha folded form, and Vijnanamaya Kosha folded after Manomaya Kosha was absorbed into Vijnanamaya Kosha. Manomaya gets folded after the Pranamaya Kosha absorbs into Manomaya. Pranamaya Kosha gets absorbed when the Annamaya Kosha. So you have series of this Annamaya Kosha, the Pranamaya Kosha, the Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, all that getting folded. So all the things that are lower down, below the intellectual level is the mind level, emotional center, and below that the Pancha Pranas, and below that the Annamaya Kosha, Sula Sariram, all get absorbed one after the other into next one, and that all with all that is what is absorbed Vijnana, and that it's folded. Implication is the perturbations of the Annamaya Kosha, that is the Stula Sarira, and the perturbations in the Manomaya Kosha, and the perturbations in the Pranamaya Kosha, and the perturbations in the Manomaya Kosha, and the perturbations in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, all are folded, so there cannot be any more perturbations. It is now in the Lina Avastha, and that state of dissolution of the previous koshas along with the Vijnanamaya Kosha, we put a name for that, tag it as Anandamaya Kosha. So Anandamaya Kosha is not separate kosha, it is the same as all the koshas got absorbed, including the Vijnanamaya Kosha. In the folded form, we call it as a Anandamaya Kosha Shabdena Kachyate. Name we call it as Anandamaya Kosha. Windows 64. Supti Purvakshane Buddhi, Supti Purvakshane Buddhi, Ruttirya Sukha Bimbita, Ruttirya Sukha Bimbita, Saivatad Bimba Sahita, Saivatad Bimba Sahita, Leenananda Mayastitaha, Leenananda Mayastataha. So together, Supti Purvakshane Buddhi, Vrittirya Sukha Bimbita, Saivatad Bimba Sahita, Leenananda Mayastataha. So Supti Purvakshane, before I get into the last moment of the deep sleep state, before I get into the deep sleep state, Supti Purvakshane, the moment before one gets into the sleep state, one is not aware of it. Yeah, that Buddhi Vrittihi, the thought in the mind is Sukha Bimbita, carries the reflection of the pure consciousness in that bliss. Tataha, thereafter, that Bimba Sahita, along with the reflected the consciousness of bliss, Sa, that alone, Eva, Lina is absorbed as Anandamaya, hence called Anandamaya Kosha. So here he is defining what's happening when Anandamaya Kosha is called. Here is Supti Purvakshane Buddhihi, the moment the buddhi, the intellect, just the last moment before that, Vrittirya Sukha Chintita, it is in the form of the modifications. Vrittirya means the modifications in the dream state or waking directly if you go from waking state. So Vrittirya, via the vritti, via thought process, via the modification of the process, and the last modification is that absence of the duality or pure reflection of the contented mind which is calm because there is no more thought. That itself is a state where the things are reflected, and that forms the basis for From then on, no perturbations, so that continues from then on, and that state is called Anandamaya Kosha. So this is where he is defining the different koshas of Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha comes after just before the last thought, before the deep sleep state. That last state is where the folding of the Vijnanamaya is occurring. When it occurs, where it closes everything, and other than pure consciousness, no perturbations, that from then on continues, and that we call it Anandamaya Kosha. With that, we will stop and then look into more details of what happens after that. So we stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.